Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Life's Resurrection Project. I'm Nitro. This right here. Most of the time, I'm not sure if y'all recognize me. I got a bandana covering all this beauty and one on my neck. Been a rough couple days out here in this heat. I think yesterday I only lasted about 5 hours. Even though I said it was only 95, but the feel like was like 105, 106. Standing in the full sun, being almost 60. Kind of took it out of me. So I tapped out around 5 to 6 hours. Couldn't do it any longer. But got the door in, got all the siding hung. Excuse me. Sawdust for 2 days of cutting. I got almost the siding done all the way across. I got the last piece of siding done, and then I went up and did the little diamond in the roof. I did that in wainscoting. I think it's 3/8. No, yeah, something like that. Quarter inch or something. It's not as big as the wainscoting. It's like maybe eighth of an inch smaller. Not much. But it looks good once everything's painted and trimmed. It'll look pretty nice. I'll put them lantern lights on each side of the door, each corner of the door, just above the door. It'll look nice. It's coming along. A little slower than we like. We still have the back half of the garage to tear off. I was hoping to get the beauty shop gutted, and I just don't think that's gonna happen. You know, this heat wave kind of kicked our butts. So today we put in almost a full 8 hours today on her. But the whole front's completed, done, not finished, done. As far as all the paneling hung, I still got to put up, do all the finish work once I get everything painted and primed and painted. Sunday, we usually mow grass on Sundays, but we've been busy. Got some rain coming, so it looks like we might have to hay it. So we got 2 or 3 days of rain coming. By the time we get ready to cut grass, we're gonna have to cut the deck up real high and then lower it, so it don't look like a hayfield. Today, I just want, I do a lot. I'm a history buff, so I watch a lot of history stuff. Today's headlines just scared the ever living life. What red, white, and blue American life that was left in me scared me to my bones. To see that Russia and see that China have united and come together and created a world in case the US dollar falls, their currency is now backed. They've created a currency by them two, Russia and China, that is backed by silver, gold, nickel, copper, and uranium. Which means our $30 trillion deficit and all the money that the United States have will pretty much be worthless. And that scares me. That scares me to the core. When I was a kid growing up in the early 70s, middle 70s, I think it was 75 or 76 is when they took the dollar off of the gold reserve. But our money used to be backed by silver and gold. I still have gold and silver certificate notes saved from back then, but they're put up. Not sure where they're at, because I don't even know if it's legal to still own them. But it scares me to see what this country's going and what's going to happen, the mess that we're leaving our grandchildren, if they'll even survive it. If you feel like that, let's pray together. Let's pray that somebody comes in and changes this whole thing, because if somebody doesn't, the United States is going to be the third world country. Our money's going to be worthless. People, our country's falling apart. Drugs run rampant in the streets. Fentanyl is killing millions of people all over this planet, but in the United States alone, the factual numbers, look them up yourself. Our borders are wide open. They print money as fast as they can put new ink in the machine to print more money, and it's worthless. It's not backed by anything. And that scares me. I mean, personally, I'm too old. I don't have enough money on Social Security. We live on unlimited income. What little we do here, what little we do on this house, this barn, even with my wife fighting cancer, the only thing that's received money was her GoFundMe for her cancer, and it was her family that sent the money. So I'm not asking people for money, but what I'm saying is, it's tough out there, people. We have a GoFundMe for this house, and look, we're still doing it, but we use what's left after groceries and gas to buy little bits and pieces to keep going on this little, my wife calls it a barn project. I laugh at her. It's a garage, but it was falling apart. It was crooked, sideways. It still ain't square. I got to fix the concrete still. Let's buy that self-leveling stuff, self-level it all out. But look what it's become since I've started. There was no doors in that. There was no electricity in it. All these buildings now have a 200 amp service, full power inside. I think I got 10 to 12 outlets in there now, outside outlets. It's got a man door. All this was money that's left out of our Social Security. We buy two things at a time. The 1 month we bought the door, then we couldn't buy anything else for a whole another month. The next month we bought 4 of them shiplap panels. Then the next month we bought another 4. So slowly it's coming around. You know, right now I ran completely out of materials. Right now the whole front of that is done, and I got one piece of shiplap on the back side, on the opposite side of where we're looking right now. I got all the shingles torn off on that side. I should say Floki has all the shingles torn off on that side, but Floki's gonna finish the back side, and then he's moving back in with his grandma in Davenport, trying to get a job at St. Ambrose College. So, which is good for him. We live so far out in the country, there just ain't much out here for him. So everybody on the channel, wish him luck. I'm not gonna be there for him to fix his motorcycle, so he's got to figure all that out. He's young. You know, maybe once he gets a job, he can pay somebody to fix his motorcycle instead of relying on Nitro. I mean, because changing your own oil, doing your own brake pads, all that stuff's easy. That's Pro Monkey. Putting a new seat on, adjusting your handlebars, putting a new throttle cable on, putting a new clutch cable on. All that stuff's easy. It's but you gotta have it a little bit mechanically inclined. And being a millwright, that's what they taught me. I spent 4 years working with what I think was two of the world's best mechanical engineers and an electrical engineer. I was very blessed to work with them guys for 4 years. I do a shout out to them. Love you guys. I won't mention their names because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today with all the knowledge I have. But I try to share my knowledge. But today's youth, they don't want the knowledge. They want everything handed to them. And that's not how I was raised. I was raised to respect is earned, not given. If you wanted something, you had to learn how to do it. You had to respect the person that was teaching you, even if they were in your face screaming at you. You still had to do the job, still had to show up every day. I mean, my grandfather told me back when he was doing his apprenticeship stuff that, talking about people that would, was late for work or get punched in the face, or the shit beat out of them. And they just had to stay and stick with it. Even in my generation in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, that was kind of starting to change. It was still pretty rough. Even doing my millwright apprenticeship in a foundry, it was still pretty rough. There was still some old-fashioned guys that were still pretty mean. But you just manned up. You got to earn their respect. Earn their respect, get the jobs. Earning their respect gets the job done. And it's kind of like life's history. I mean, even when I was prospecting for a club, even though I never finished my prospect phase, I've done great things for that club. You earn your respect. When they ask you to watch the bikes, you stand out there and watch the bikes. You got big national guys that come in from out of town. You stand guard. You watch them. You stand guard for your president, your vice president, all your officers. If you're out somewhere and they go to the bathroom, you stand guard in that bathroom. You watch, make sure nobody goes in that bathroom until they're done. They come out. That's what prospecting's all about. It's kind of like being in the military. You're protecting all those above you. And we had one of the big lifers that lost his wife, and I didn't tell anybody. Whatever, went around and secretly told all the full patch members, "Hey, let's get a collection going so that his wife passed away. Let's get a collection going so we can get him a memorial tattoo for his 40+ year marriage with his wife." And guess what? We did it. We got him to come down from Chicago and surprised him with a memorial tattoo. I think about 50 of us showed up at the tattoo shop on our bikes. And we had a good time, spent the day there, all had a cookout afterwards. But guess what? That's respect. And respect is earned. And what I see going on in this country today scares the shit out of me. I'm just ashamed. And the only thing I hold on to is what patriots are left. Patriots like me, the old school boys. And you can sit there and say, "Oh my God, he's one of them white patriot." No. I grew up in a black neighborhood. My family's black. I got black brothers and sisters. They love me. They adore me. We don't see color when we're with each other. See, when I was 12 years old, I lived out in the country and moved into a city of predominantly black people. Little Chicago. And everybody accepted me. So, the kid that lived next to me, we used to run, play, there was, I think, his whole family, there were 7 or 8 boys. And I won't mention their names, but I'll mention one of the oldest brothers, Spider Mike Miles. Love you, brother. Miss you. His little brother, it was my best friend, Lucas. Um, he died of bone cancer. So he had bone cancer. We was 15 when he passed away. We were best friends. We used to walk to school together. And I'm still talking back in the 76, 77, 78. You know how the grandparents said you had to walk 15 miles to school with no shoes on in the winter, no coat. Well, from where we lived below the hill to Washington Junior High was probably 3.5 mile walk to school and 3.5 mile walk back home. So I don't want to hear any of this racist stuff because believe me, anybody in my family would tell you, and I'm talking about my family, that I'm probably not one of the most racist people you'll ever meet. And you could tell that if you ever have to go to the county jail, which I've been in the county jail a time or two. I haven't gotten in trouble. But when they take you in the middle of the night, put you in that cell, and then they pop cells in the morning, roll call, and breakfast. And it's nothing but 70 black kids down in the cell, and all of a sudden you hear, Uncle Nitro's here. So, yeah, growing up in a black neighborhood, I used to babysit all the time, so I had kids that I don't even remember, but I used to babysit for. And Paris and his identical twin brother, much love, I love you guys. They were the McCullen brothers, and I'm not sure whether you guys are still on this side of the ground or on the other side of the ground, or in prison or out of prison. Doesn't matter. When you guys were kids and Nitro was babysitting, we had fun. And skin color didn't matter. So this whole thing of putting us all, taking us that we're all together, and then trying to push us all back apart, that scares me. What's this country trying to do? We've all pretty much came together. Now you're trying to split us all apart again. Yeah, there's a lot of bad people out there. Yeah, some of this stuff has happened, and wrongs need to be righted. I understand all that. But we all need to grow together. We are of one race, the human race. That's what I have to say. I don't know what we're going to do to save this country. It scares me. Because now China and the Russian government has full control of the backup world currency that's guarded by minerals, platinum, gold, silver, uranium, precious metals, copper, all that stuff. Their money is going to be backed by precious metals. Let that hit you. What is our money backed by? People, y'all need to wake up. I mean, I'm not here to try and scare people, but I am. So wake up. With that being said, just hearing that news today just shook me to the core. All the blood, sweat, and tears that I've done for this country, all the military funerals, the escorts, the deployment runs that I've done where we run 90 mile an hour, be a pack of, they have a special pack of about 10 bikes. We do 5 bikes in front, 5 bikes in back in a deployment bus. And we'd get orders, and we would escort that bus to their departure site. Which I can't say how, when, or where. But having them connections and being able to escort troops to where they need to be safely and do it on a motorcycle, riding high speeds. Um, it was a good time. It was something that was made you feel good, made you feel American. And I don't know if people knows what it feels like to feel American. But if you want to feel American, you want to know what it's like, go visit your local VA hospital. Go talk to some of them boys that got their legs blown off, their arm blown off, lost their wife and kids because now they don't have no arms, no legs, they can't support a family. Why don't you talk to some of them boys and see how life went for them and what they did for this country and where this country's at today? It don't make no sense. Y'all, we need to really bite down on watching these elections, watching what they're doing, putting the right people, doing the right things. I'm nobody, but I'm not smart, but I'm not stupid. Numbers. It's just a numbers game in the political arena. I'm not in that political arena. I could care less about Democrat, Republican, Independent. I just want somebody in there that's going to do the job and do the job correctly. We should have not only been backing our money by precious metals years ago. That shouldn't have happened in 75, 76 when they took the US dollar off the silver and gold platform. Because now look where we're leaving our grandchildren. We're leaving them in a $30 trillion in debt. And then all of a sudden, the United States, the money is going to be worthless? Seriously, Americans. It's God and country. That's what I was raised on, God and country. And my grandparents were some of the hardest working people in this great place we call the United States. They taught me the meaning of life and working for what you want. When I went to their house on a weekend, I would have to do chores. I worked my butt off all weekend long, picking up garbage, back in the day, it was, my grandma and grandpa's bait shop, mopping the floors, stocking the coolers, counting worms. I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning with my grandfather, get the day ready, get the bait shop open, mop floors, clean everything up, go out, clean the driveway, pick up cigarette butts, pick up trash. I'd do that for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, every week. I would spend my weekends working at the bait shop. And on Sunday, I would leave with a $20 bill and a bag full of candy every Sunday. And they're gone now, but they're up in heaven watching down over me. And they know I love you, Bill and Marie. We talk every day. So, Mama's getting ready to pull up. She was playing the milkman. She ran to get some milk, trying to keep Mama on high protein shakes and while she's doing her chemo. So, much love. Peace out. Mwah. Nitro.